Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. With each and every new update that we see in Warzone and Vanguard, sure, plenty of things are added into the game right then and there. Sometimes we get bug fixes, sometimes we get content. Sometimes we also get new files, back-end things, and other previews that aren't supposed to be previews at the time, but data miners go in, leakers go in, and they find this new content that is coming to the game at some point in time, and then obviously they reveal it, it surfaces, and we get some new information about it. And that, my friends, is exactly what we got going on after the Season 1 update. The whole update in and of itself brought a lot of stuff to the game when it launched, but also it revealed and shed some light on some new content that could potentially, keyword potentially, be coming in the near future, then also in the long-term future as well. So as we go over all the huge new leaks between Warzone and Vanguard, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it, would be seriously appreciated. And of course, if you're new to the channel or if you have not already subscribed, each and every single day, I am always covering everything going on in COD between news, updates, loadouts, tips. It is all right here. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. So first and foremost, before we get into any of the leaks, as always, whenever we cover this kind of stuff, take everything we got with a grain of salt. Just because these are leaks and rumors and some of this information has surfaced, it is not from official sources. It's not from Call of Duty themselves. It's not from Raven, from Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, anybody like that. It is just leaks and rumors at the end of the day. So things are subject to change. We might not see any of this. We might see all of it. Only time is going to tell, and we'll have to wait and see if it becomes official through a Call of Duty media source or just ends up debuting in game. But per usual, all this stuff is coming from some pretty credible leakers over on Twitter. People like Tom Henderson, Zesty COD Leaks, Sebas, I'm not too sure how to say his name, but solid track records all around. And the first bit of info we have, I think, is probably the most exciting. It's probably the most long-term leak that we have here, but it has to do with an absolutely massive addition to Warzone in the form of Warzone Mobile. Now, for a while, we've been sort of speculating that this was eventually going to happen. It was not too long ago that Call of Duty announced that they were working on some kind of new Call of Duty-based game for mobile. They didn't really give any specific details outside of the fact that it was Call of Duty. This was already when COD Mobile was launched and out for quite some time, so it clearly was not in relation to that. Then, a little bit later on, Call of Duty also announced that they made a separate mobile-specific studio to work on a brand new game in the Call of Duty universe. And that's not the Call of Duty Mobile team as well, completely separate from that entity entirely. So we were like sitting there saying, okay, what's the biggest thing in COD right now? Warzone by a mile. It's got to be Warzone Mobile, right? And then recently, news came out, I believe via Tom Henderson, that said that a game similar to Warzone Mobile, or what is presumably Warzone Mobile, has been added to the playtest cloud. Now, since then, it's been removed, probably at the request of Activision or somebody within the Call of Duty, universe there that said, yeah, let's not have this be out there for information to just be visible, right? So they ended up removing that, but the fact that it was there in the first place is pretty much evidence enough that it looks like Warzone Mobile is going to be happening at some point in the future. Now, there is no timeline for this. There is no ETA for this. It could be this year, and that's what Tom Henderson is led to believe, sometime in 2022. This year, I mean, like in the coming Call of Duty year, obviously. Or it could potentially be later on down the line if they run into difficulties or other issues in the developmental process. But Warzone Mobile would be pretty insane if, and honestly when, it does happen. Whether or not there'd be cross-play lobbies between PC, console, mobile, who knows? Maybe mobile will get FOV before console does at this rate. But it is definitely an interesting conversation, and we did see some new information on that surface recently. But shifting focus now to the more near future stuff, a lot of the content leaks between Warzone and Vanguard. Obviously, in just a couple of days' time, the holidays are arriving. Now, originally, when I recorded this video for the first time, I talked about how we had leaks for the new Krampus operator, how we had leaks for the new Christmas or holiday version of Shipment, and then Call of Duty went ahead and dropped the whole trailer for all of that, so that's no longer leaked content. That is instead confirmed content and sort of builds, I would say, some credibility for the remaining content we got to go over. But just a heads up, that is now all confirmed, no longer leaks, no need to talk about that stuff. Now, another big crossover that we talked about a while back was the Attack on Titan crossover. This was one of the first, I guess, major leaks that we saw for Vanguard and for Warzone, and now we're getting even more stuff sort of appearing in-game. Actually, in-game at the moment in Warzone at the time that I'm recording this video. I imagine this is probably going to be fixed by the time that this video is posted, but if you go into your whole bundle locker, at the very bottom, there's a bunch of unreleased and like glitched out Vanguard bundles, including some stuff that does reference Attack on Titan. So it seems more and more like this crossover is going to be happening. We've heard in the past there's going to be some kind of Attack on Titan sword melee weapon, probably a couple of different Attack on Titan themed operator skins. So a couple of things coming as sort of a new crossover event between Call of Duty and Attack on Titan, and that stuff will be available to use in Vanguard and Warzone. Not too sure about the older games, but the two current ones for sure. Moving on from that though, something that has been asked about quite a bit already is what's going to be happening with the future of camos in Warzone, specifically because we're kind of seeing a repeat scenario of last year where we can use some of the Vanguard, we can use all of the Vanguard multiplayer camos if you have them unlocked, but there is no sign of the Vanguard Zombies camos. Now, for what it's worth, I don't think the Vanguard Zombie camos look nearly as cool as some of the Cold War Zombies camos do from last year. Dark Ether this time around, personally just not as exciting to me as Dark Ether from Cold War, but it took forever to see the Zombies camos from Cold War added into Warzone. And this time around, it is still a mystery, honestly, when it comes down to it, as to when Zombies camos could be added into Warzone from Vanguard, but safe to say they should be coming at some point here in the relatively near future because there are already game files referencing these Zombies camos within Warzone. So that was not something that we had before with Cold War. So hopefully that means that it's going to be a smoother process this time around. It's going to be a quicker process this time around. And we should eventually be seeing the Vanguard Zombies camos debut in Warzone. So if you have those unlocked, you could use those on your weapons. Also, speaking of camos, it does seem like CDL camos are going to be returning to the game this year. Obviously, we've had those in the previous two Call of Duties. They debuted back in Modern Warfare. We had all the CDL teams. You could get operator skins. You could get camos for them, stickers, all sorts of stuff like that. Same deal in Cold War. It seems like that's going to be repeating itself this year, and we'll have those available. The operator skins, I think at this point are pretty much a given. I think a couple of weeks back, it was starting to sort of glitch out in game where you could see like a basic black and white CDL camo on some of the operator skins. So those are pretty standard, but it does seem like the camos are going to be returning as well. And we'll probably have all those new CDL packs released once the season officially starts and we have everything set in stone there. Then the final thing I want to talk about for today is not so much of a leak as I think it is a teaser, slightly potentially, and it has to do with another remake map returning in Vanguard multiplayer, but the tease actually stems from Warzone in the Caldera, because if you go and visit the area up towards Beachhead and Subpen, you can actually find a little village that looks awfully similar to Macon. In fact, it is Macon. Pretty much identical, except for Macon Night was a little bit different. But yeah, this is Macon inside of Caldera. And considering we've already heard from multiple different data miners and leakers that there's going to be quite a few remake maps making their way into Vanguard in the coming year, and we have a very direct remake map here on Caldera, I'd be very surprised if we don't see Macon added into Vanguard multiplayer at some point in time. Could be as a surprise later on in like the mid-season update for Season 1. Could be with Season 2, 3, 4. We have no idea, but Macon is on Caldera. I'd be very surprised if it does not make its way into Vanguard multiplayer at some point in the future. So yeah, with all that being said, those are effectively all the brand new leaks that we got from the Season 1 update regarding future Warzone content, regarding future Vanguard content, stuff shared between both games. And that's going to wrap things up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by dropping a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated. And of course, if you're new to the channel or if you have not already subscribed, feel free to do so. That way you can always guarantee you are up to date with everything going on in COD. Between the latest news, updates, leaks, loadouts, tips, it is all right here each and every single day. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL for a spicy discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, and Control Freak products, and the links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.